And now, for an amazing true story. From the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 22, through chapter 2, verse 10.
Pharaoh was the ruler of Egypt. He was one of the most powerful men in the entire world. But do you know what he was afraid of? He was afraid of babies. Yeah, babies. But not just any baby. No, he was afraid of babies born to Israelites. You see, the Israelites were the descendants of Joseph, and about 400 years earlier, they'd been invited to come and live in Egypt. Well, since then, their families had gotten bigger and bigger. So much so that the leaders of Egypt, they were afraid that these Israelites would take over their country. So they made them slaves. Yeah, they had them working on the palaces and the pyramids out in the hot desert sun.
You! Move faster! You think the Sphinx will build itself?
But still, the Israelites had more babies and bigger families. And the Pharaoh became so fearful that he commanded a terrible thing.
Every baby boy born to the Israelites must be thrown into the Nile River.
All of the baby Israelite boys living in the land of Egypt were in terrible danger. But one family decided to think big when their mother gave birth to a baby boy.
I'm not giving you up to Pharaoh. No way. Shh.
Miriam, the baby's sister, helped her mother clean up the tiny baby and wrap him in soft cloths.
Well, how will we keep the baby safe, Mother?
We'll hide him. Quick, go to the back room and keep him quiet.
You got a kid in here? Hand over the kid.
Do you hear a baby in this house?
Oh, come on, Bonnie. Someone had that story wrong. I don't hear no kid.
Miriam and her mother kept the baby safe for 3 whole months. He grew quickly, he was happy, he was healthy, he was strong. But you know, it's really hard to keep a happy baby quiet.
Mama, they'll find him and they'll take him away.
Miriam, where do you think the Pharaoh's men will take your brother if they
Well, they'll throw him in the river.
Then we'll outthink them. We'll take him to the river first. The baby's mother made a special basket out of papyrus leaves and coated it with tar. And then she kissed her baby boy and put him in the basket. I'm taking him down to the river. Stay nearby to make sure he's safe.
But what if something happens?
Use your imagination. I believe you can handle anything that comes up. She put the basket in the tall grass that grew right next to the Nile, and then Miriam curled up to watch. As Miriam laid there, the breeze rustled the tall grass and the hot sun beat down on her, and she lay there, and just as her eyes were about to close, something amazing happened.
Set up the umbrella over there, darling. Oh, and don't forget my suntan lotion.
Miriam's eyes popped wide open. The princess, the Pharaoh's very own daughter, had come down to the river with her servants to bathe. There's no way Miriam was going to be able to move her brother now.
Oh, one of you check the water. I don't want to be surprised by any snakes or jellyfish.
As the servant waded out into the reeds, the princess's sharp eyes spotted the basket.
What is that? Oh, bring it to me now.
Miriam, still hidden in the tall grass, had to stop herself from crying out. I mean, not only had her baby brother been discovered, but he'd been discovered by the Pharaoh's very own daughter. She didn't know how to solve this problem. It seemed like it was impossible.
Oh, why, it's one of those Israelite babies. Oh, poor little thing.
Miriam had to think fast, and she had to think big. Quickly, she darted from the tall grass towards the princess. She had grass tangled in her hair and river water dripping from her robes.
Oh, well, here's another pretty little fish.
Please, princess, if you'd like to keep the baby, I know an Israelite woman who could nurse him for you. Oh, that way you wouldn't have to worry about changing diapers and spit up and everything.
Oh, wow, that's a fine idea. In fact, I'll pay that nurse to take care of, oh, what shall we call him? Moses, I think. Yes, Moses is a fine name.
Miriam ran home, so excited to tell her mother the news. I mean, just that morning, they were afraid that Moses was going to be thrown into the Nile. And now, they would get to see Moses grow older. And the princess would be paying them to do it. And it all happened because Miriam and her mother imagined a creative way to save the baby.